start, we were talking about how inconsistent Sri Lanka's tax policy is. Are there any long-term reforms that will enable the government to, balance the three factors of the revenue goals that the government has, which we desperately need right now, and also social objectives as well as economic growth, which Sujiva said that we need to solely focus on for the next 3 years? Is there any way to strike a balance between the three, or will, achieving one goal come at the cost of failing at another?
Absolutely. So I would recommend go on the principles, and that's why I have some reservations with President's tax revision, because it was in a way against the principles, because our need was to expand the tax net. So when you increase it from 100,000 to 150,000, you are letting go a big component of the pay tax base on one side. So it's against the principle. But if the President wants to really give a concession or like relief for the taxpayers, I recommend it is a better option to bring that tax rate from 6% to maybe 1% or 2%, so they will still be at the tax net, but you are not bringing the tax net down. So you expand the tax net over a period of time. That's the first option. The second option is, this is somewhat, I think, being long, I think this is slightly debatable, it's on the tax concessions, especially for big companies. So my recommendation is, again, go based on the tax principles, because why we have to offer tax concessions is when we do not have anything else to offer. So what an investor is looking at is basically the regulatory barriers, like, because he cannot have a upfront cost, because at the moment it has to be about 16 licenses that investor has to get. So that adds up. So on a long-term basis, basically we have to increase the tax net and make it tax competitive. Because when we talk about competitive with the region, we have to keep the tax rates competitive with our competing markets like Vietnam, India, Thailand.